hopping on just a couple minutes early to make sure our camera's all set up. Can you shut the curtain?
Yeah.
Okay, Felicity, if you're so close, I can't see you. So let's get you scooted back a little. There you go. If you can see yourself, then they can see you. We have on just a few minutes early so you can get all situated. Sorry, your chair is occupied. Let me trip to the forest. I'll ask you when it's time, okay? Because we ask everyone what they're reading and what they're sipping. Hey guys, I know you guys are on. We're not going to actually start. Can whoever's on hear us right now? Type in.
Check 1 2 1 2. I feel like it's not working. Hello.
Hi, Bonna, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes. Okay. Yay.
I don't know why it seems like it's not.
How is this microphone? It's not top of the line by any means, but it's what we have, and it's not just our laptop. So,
Maybe I'm trying to figure out.
They can hear us.
Yeah, but we have 2 microphones. I'm just making sure it's coming through the right one.
Okay. We're echoing. Yeah, we just ripped up the carpet, so.
Yeah, so it's probably coming through the wrong microphone.
Coming through the wrong mic. Connor is working on the IT side. We can understand you though. Okay, good. Nope, nobody's actually going to talk. Right here, they're typing things, and that's what we're reading. So we're supposed to be official in a couple, just like 1 minute. So. I wish we could throw a rug in here real quick. Okay, we should probably go ahead and start. Yeah, just a second. Hi, welcome to our live. Per usual, we're figuring it out. You're going to need to let me talk if you're going to be in here, okay? We seriously, like 3 minutes before I went live, we were finishing ripping up the carpet in here. So we're just trying to make it work. So it sounds like we're a little echoey. We're going to go back. This is a microphone Connor had from work. He is a programmer. And so now he's trying to figure stuff out, so I can't see anything. It feels weird, but sorry, he's trying to figure stuff out. Just a moment. So anyways, sorry these aren't super professional, but I decided that it was better to get started and start learning before we had everything down perfectly. So we'll go back and listen to this live and figure out if it's this microphone, if it's just that we no longer have like skinny fabric in here. You might want to close those. I can. I don't know that she can.
Yeah, I can. Is it a mic or is it a...
Yeah, because it has... Yeah, can because it has the flip. There we go. Hey, guys. Okay, so it's going to be the whole family today. Connor's a pretty fun guy, so I thought it would be fun to have him on here. He also has a different perspective that he can bring. So there might be questions that you want to ask him directly, so he can be here for that. But for anybody who was here last week, you know that we're starting these with a new little routine where we say, just a second, we're about to talk, okay? Where we talk about, like, what are you sipping and what are you reading? So we'll start off and tell you what we're sipping and what we're reading, and then throw it in the chat or throw it in now and tell us about you. So Felicity, do you want to tell them what you're sipping? Do you remember what this tea is?
Fairy tale tea.
It's fairy tale tea from Mountain Reserve. She likes it in a cream tea form. So
Even with foam.
with foam, yeah. And what do we put on top?
Roses.
Rose petals, huh? We found this really incredible raw milk from a local dairy. It's taken us a while to figure out our sources here. So we found a great source for raw milk, and so that's what we put in most of our tea. And then what have you been reading? You want to show your book?
A trip to the forest.
Trip to the forest. What about this one?
100 jelly beans.
How many jelly beans? Oh,
I didn't show them apart. I really showed them. The very beginning.
the very end where it stretches out. I think you'd have to go do that on the floor in the background. How about you go do that in the
Stretch it
background?
out and show them.
This is a fun book that I discovered while I was nannying. And then, oh my gosh, we've got so many. While she's stretching that out, we've been reading Mr. Popper's Penguins to her most days, and she is loving it. This one is completely falling apart, so I think it's even past repair. So Vonna says sipping water, not doing any reading. That's okay. You're watching a great YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vaughn. I need to pick up a new good book.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him to start like War of the Worlds or Agatha Christie.
Yeah, I usually read nonfiction. So.
Okay, Felicity wants you guys to see that the book unfolds.
Okay.
That's her dog. Her name is Maven.
Yeah, and it's that's a million jelly beans. They're a bunch of little tiny dots. They almost kind of all blend together because there's so many. But yeah, it's kind of a cool book. It teaches kids how to count.
Be careful about dragging it because there's still staples.
Yeah, so you can see bits of the underlayment and staples like on the floor.
Go slow.
Still.
Go slow.
Okay, I'm trying to go slow so you can kind of. Yeah, literally. Sorry, I was.
You're not getting sick.
Hope you're not getting sick. Yeah, we just took out the carpet in here, like you said a few minutes ago. So that's what we've been doing today.
Yeah, our contractor should be here tomorrow, and we'll be able to start the process of electric in this room. So, okay, you want to tell them the last one you've been reading? The Secret History of Unicorns.
The Secret History of Unicorns.
So, you know what's confusing about this? You actually look at that little camera up there. Right up there. And then it looks like you're looking at that. I know, it's super confusing. I'm still learning it. So Holly said, not currently sipping anything right now and making my way through a young adult fiction.
I'm showing one part. I'm showing the part.
We're going to try this with Felicity for a little bit, but she might be able to watch a show. And then what I've been reading, Felicity, then you got to pick it up, okay? She wants to show you the record.
There's a lot of unicorns in there.
Okay. Now, Felicity, people think this is really cool, but they also came on here to learn about the house. So you are welcome to keep looking at that, but we're going to talk about the house and answer their questions.
This is Mama's favorite.
Great, we'll do that tonight.
I
So,
watch a movie.
I'm gonna talk about her book. Okay.
well, that was a fun trial. You guys got to see a little bit. We have a lot of family come on here, so we figured we'd let her help out. And then I'm still making my way through Establishing Home by Jean Stoffer. It's absolutely incredible. I'm starting my Post-it notes, and we actually have pretty similar visions on how we like kitchens set up. So this is helping me as I'm planning my kitchen. And then we're making sure that we have all the seeds we need for this year's garden. So we're going through this whole seed catalog. And then I pulled this one out and read through it yesterday. Perfect English Farmhouse by Ross Weinshaw. Absolutely incredible. Connor's so excited because now I told him that I want to expose all the beans in our kitchen. So Okay, let's get on to the chat. So, Holly, you're probably reading the book that you were reading last week, is my guess. Sandra, is that the original floor? It is. It is the original floor. This room is in more rough shape than many of the other rooms, probably because it was so heavily used. I mean, the kitchen's right there, and this is the dining room, so this would have had a lot of foot traffic. So, I mean, it's still in incredible condition. Sorry, you can probably hear the speaker. You got it turned down?
I'm gonna shut this
Okay,
off.
we're gonna. Okay, so yes, it is the original flooring, and you can probably see a little line around there. And what that is what they used to do historically is they'd lay down their rug and then they'd paint around the rug. So they wouldn't paint where the rug was going to be. I don't know if it was just because they were likely just going to keep that rug for the rest of the time, so they might as well. If it was to save money, if it was because it was going to get covered up anyways, probably all of the above. So we have looked at the floors, and in some rooms we're going to have to go ahead and repaint. Because like in this room, there are some floorboards that we're going to need to replace because termites ate through some of the boards. So if we're going to have replacement boards, it would look really awkward if we didn't just go ahead and paint it all or just do a different finish or something. So, yeah, we're really happy with it. It's pretty awesome. So, does anybody else want to tell us what they're sipping or reading? I was hacking. Oh my gosh. The dust from taking that up was pretty intense. So,
Yeah, there's like 40 years of dust in the carpet.
yeah.
So
Pretty intense. Okay. Do you guys have any questions specifically for Connor? We are going to do an official video with Connor, especially on how we were able to finance this project. That was more his court, both because he has the full-time job that's financing it, but also because that's where his strength lies. So finances, we could answer questions on how we could afford it now, but we will have a more official one later.
there's my aunt says, hey sis, said, what happened since last week? Okay. Well,
You did a lot.
we did a lot this weekend. So I'm still taking care of the wood outside, all those trees that we got cut down, stacking up logs, just using the chainsaw to cut up big pieces of wood.
It was quite a mess. You can see some of that mess. We just posted a new video of our move-in day. I posted probably about, our time zone was off because our computer said we were in mountain time, so maybe it's posting a little later. I don't know. But there's a new video out today where you can see the mess partially, but go ahead.
So we just moved in like a few weeks ago. Fauna. So
yeah, Fauna said, are y'all living in the house as you're renovating? Yes, as of we moved in March 5th. February 5th. Today's March 5th.
Yeah.
A month. Yay!
Oh yeah, about a month ago.
We found the house back in May of 2022. Geez, that seems so long ago. And then we closed in September of 22. And then we only officially moved in a month ago. So, yeah. But, yeah, what else? We've been chopping wood, organizing it, getting like what we're going to keep for firewood, what's going to be mulch.
Yeah, so we took out the carpet in this room and the room next door.
The living room.
The living room.
Where we have been living, sleeping.
Yeah.
Everything.
And we took out the carpet in the 2 rooms on the other side of the hallway too, and found out that like one of the carpet has this like there was like stick down panels on the floor, and maybe we can show them a little bit later or in the video later. But the when you went to go pull it up, it was stuck to the hardwood. Like it's still we still have to kind of clean it up, and I think it's like asbestos or something because it was like really hurting my lungs. I should have been wearing a respirator. That's still like all stuck to the hardwood. We have to like pry it off or sand it off or something. Yeah, scrape it.
And that's not something that we can do while all of us are in the house. So that's a little slower going because Felicity and I have asthma. And so just doing this was triggering our lungs pretty badly. So we have to be completely out of the house. And then Connor has to wear a respirator mask and do it. Since he has lungs that actually work, he can at least do the work. But yeah, that's kind of a slower going. And it's been a really, really rainy week until today and yesterday.
Yeah.
So Felicity and I couldn't really be out of the house. So there's projects that we don't really take one project and go start to finish in a day. It kind of depends on the weather and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So then we started on some of the electricity in this first floor.
Some of the floor outlets, those brass floor outlets, if you were here last week. Yeah, last week I showed you guys the brass outlets. You can go back and watch that.
Yeah, they're cool, like low profile brass floor outlet covers. Our contractor Amos started installing some of those and running the electricity into these rooms.
Now, when we say that, that doesn't mean we can use the electricity. It just means they're running the wire. So, yeah, it's been tricky to live with a few outlets that work, and you can't have certain ones on at the same time as other ones because they can't handle the load of your modern day electricity wattage or whatever. Connor has to tell me, he's like, don't run that heater at the same time as the dryer because it might blow up the house. Let's see.
Yeah.
Sandra said, have you used a chainsaw in the past? We've considered getting one, but I'm worried it's hard to control. Has Kaylee used it? I have not used it.
Kaylee hasn't used it.
Touch it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be really careful with chainsaws.
Have you ever used it? Before the past?
No, I haven't, but I used one for the first time. I guess it was a few months ago. We were cutting down the trees, and so luckily I was able to borrow one from a buddy that is really nice one, which is probably better than just like buying a crappy one or something. So. But I did hurt myself last weekend. Yeah, I got the chainsaw stuck. I was cutting a tree, like it was just sitting on the ground, a log that was sitting on the ground. I cut it, and then it started pinching, and so the chainsaw got stuck in the middle of the tree. And so I was luckily I turned the chainsaw off, and then I had to pick up the tree from underneath of it, and then I was pulling on the chainsaw like this to get it up, and then I finally broke free, and then it smacked my lip because of all the force. And so I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty well healed now. But I had this big gash on my lip. So
he came in and he had like a fat lip and blood coming down, and oh my gosh! I'm just glad he had the sense. I do trust him to have the power tool because he does tend to be careful, so he turned it off before, but yeah,
it's pretty nerve-wracking using it, honestly. But.
Yeah, none of us are really allowed to be outside if he's using it because you can't really hear. So Felicity's not allowed to be out there without me, and we just have to give him space because those things are awesome, but they can be dangerous. Never be afraid of spending money on good tools. 100%. Yeah, it's been nice that we have been able to use our contractor's tools. He's nice enough to leave them here, and if we need to, he shows us how to use them first. But yeah, my dad's in construction, so he told us a while ago, he was like, just don't even buy crappy tools.
Yeah.
Just don't even do it.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much work it was gonna be to clear up all these trees.
And we're not even close to finishing. Okay, Holly said, Connor, do you do much of the work on the house on the days that you work? Is that a challenge? A challenge balance.
Okay, so here was my plan. I was thinking that because with my job, the main thing is I get my work done. They don't really care necessarily which hours I work.
It could be 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. if you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And so I at first I was doing this little experiment to see if I could just work on the house during the day and then kind of get my work done for my day job at night after maybe after 4 o'clock, which went well for the first few days, and then it got really taxing after a while, after the first week, and wasn't very sustainable because I started not really being able to do my work at night for one reason or another, and then it's I think it was Valentine's Day, and so I didn't see that coming, but it was Valentine's Day, it obviously wasn't a great time to be doing my work at night. So then that experiment kind of failed. And then,
you didn't really get a break too. So
yeah. And so I do work sometimes during the day, and
you do because he sits down for his job a lot as a programmer. He would get up for breaks anyways regularly, about every hour he would get up for a break, I'd say, even if it was really short. So he'll sometimes just be like, okay, I'm going to work for 2 hours and then I'm going to take a 20 or 30 minute break.
Yeah.
And he'll do that. So he can do that during the day, but
yeah, it's nice to have something to do.
What we've started doing is asking Amos, usually not at the end of the day, but before the weekend, we say, okay, what are some projects that would be helpful to you for us to do this weekend? So that's why we ripped up the carpet. So that's not something he has to do tomorrow. So yeah. The weekends are when you really hit it hard usually.
Right. Yeah, and this carpet is, so there's all these staples in the floor, as I was saying, and you have to pull every single one of them out, by hand.
Well, because they tacked it down, is that what it's called on the edges?
Well, yeah.
Tacking it down?
Yeah.
And then they stapled it all throughout the room.
Yeah. And so there's all these little tiny staples, and then removing these tack strips off of the edges of the room is another chore. So they did it in the hallway and upstairs themselves, but it's not really something that our contractor foresaw. It's just something that needed to happen, and so I kind of try to help out when things get a little out of hand or out of scope for our contractor.
Well, just he's very skilled, so his time would be better used in the skilled areas where Felicity can even pull up staples, so we can do that in the evening. So it's been a process of learning how to communicate with him and be sure that we stay within our bounds, but also say something like, hey, we can actually pull up those staples so you don't have to waste your time on that. And Sandra, Giovanni wants to know about the glass you found in the basement. Did you determine if it was uranium glass? Good question.
Well, we have not shown a black light on it yet to determine that. So tell Giovanni just to keep hanging on. We'll probably put it in a video or something. We'll definitely let him know after we do that. I don't have a black light. So.
I wonder if my friend that does antiques, did she say?
Yeah, our friend that does antiques, she says we asked her about it. She wants to put a black light in her car for this specific purpose because she does a lot of antiquing. So maybe next time she comes over, she'll have a black light with her.
Yeah. Yeah, so we should be able to find out. That's what we've realized about this, is that it's so much of leaning on the community. And when I watch other homesteaders and people renovating homes, I would just think, how in the world are they buying all these tools? And some people totally can. But as I started delving in more and researching, I realized a lot of these people were just relying on their community. So you don't go out and buy a black light. You see if you have a friend that has one, and the chainsaw, same deal, So it wouldn't be, it's not so expensive because all those little things add up. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that would be a fun video to see. There's also a mysterious liquid in like a whiskey bottle thing, and we don't know if it's tar liquid or alcohol. It's kind of absinthe color, but also I don't know.
We don't know what it is. It's a mysterious liquid.
Yeah, nobody wants to try it. Who knows? We should have the like odd things that we find in this house. Yeah. Is the bottle sealed? I mean, it has a lid. I wouldn't consider it like.
It's not in the jar probably that it came in, because I mean it's in a jar that you would put something that you would like pour into a glass.
Well, it's in like one of those glass whiskey jars.
Yeah, or
with like small or moonshine.
A jug, like a moonshine jar, like a jug. Like that you can, but it has a little handle on it, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. It's
kind of like the old ones that in the cartoons, they'd like drink from that and get really drunk.
Oh.
So there's the bottle's like this big. There's like that much liquid, and we found it in the basement. So we found some other really cool things. We found horse tack, and Deborah, you could auction off guesses and then send it off to the lab to see who's correct. Oh, that would be fun. I bet Kyle could tell us what lab to send it to. We have a friend who's is a chemist. You say chemist? Yeah, he's a chemist. So I bet he could help us out in the testing department. Probably not at work, but he could at least tell us where to send it. That would be a fun one.
Yeah, I'd like to know what it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of this weird green liquid. I like to think it's like old absinthe.
Yeah, should I go get it?
I mean, you can.
I'll go get it.
Okay, Connor is gonna go get it. You don't get the uranium blast though, because I don't want to be close to that. Fauna, keep the lid on it. LOL, never open a refrigerator door and take the lid off the bottle. It's all that. Yeah, we took the lid off to do a little bit of like sniff test, see what it was during our public tours. I mean, it just smells bad, but not rotten. It just smells bad. Yeah, we didn't have any old refrigerators in here. It came with a refrigerator that was working. There was a really old chest freezer. We were a little worried about opening it, but there was nothing in it. And actually a local guy just took it to the metal recycling, wherever you can sell metal, he took it. Yeah, I can hear Connor downstairs. He's grabbing it. Just a second. I'm gonna have a sip. I can feel the dust. Today we're gonna have to move some things back in here so we can sleep in there, because now the living room is completely full again. So right after, we're not gonna go long today by more than just a couple minutes, because right after we get off here, we're gonna have to get back to Richmond. Okay, here's the.
All right, here's the weird.
It just looks like oily, so I bet it's a car thing. It's got that like oil line, you know.
Yeah, it's got some floaties in there too.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem like alcohol.
I don't know. Ooh. It kind of smells like crayons.
Deborah said, what room are you in now? We are in the dining room. I know it's kind of hard to recognize these rooms now that some of the features like the carpet are gone. So yeah, we're in the dining room. And so through that hallway, that's there's our side porch door and there's the homeschool room. So that kind of helps you guys orient yourself where we are. Bonna says antifreeze.
Antifreeze,
You
yeah.
think it's antifreeze?
There's a good chance it's antifreeze.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that so many of these items were kept in there like that. Like, did they keep it there so somebody would find it in 20, 30, 40, 50 years
I don't know.
and get weirded out by it? You know, the lid is like rusted off. It's old.
Yeah. But it's not really working anymore.
Yeah.
Cracked.
Deborah said, what is through the door next to you? Okay, so this door is to the living room. So the door you can't see that way, that's, I'm trying to like, this one is to the kitchen. This is to our big hallway and homeschool room, etc. This one, oh my gosh, blinding. That's the living room. That's where we normally sleep, and you can see that it is not ready for us to sleep in it.
We had to move everything out of this room, take the carpet up, and then now that it's up, we're gonna move it back into this room. This is where we're storing a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah, what we're gonna be doing right after we get off is pulling up staples.
Yeah.
Which Felicity is actually really good at. She's got it down. She's got a little pair of gloves.
Yeah. And she got a little pokey on her finger.
Gonna pull out the colloidal silver. The oils. Yeah, no, they're not like rusty nails. And
Some of them.
yeah. Some of them are.
Some of them are.
Oh, the ones that are up against like.
So there's two different types of nails, and I think that's because they're used to they at some point they changed the carpet or staples. Yeah.
Oh.
At some point they changed the carpet and they left some of the old staples from the previous carpet. So there's like 50-year-old staples in this room.
Just making us more work.
Yeah.
I've done my tetanus research, guys. It's gonna be fine. Deborah, where do you have electricity now? Still in just a couple of outlets? Yes, and it's probably gonna be like that for at least a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
At least.
Probably longer than that because we're going to run a new service line out to the pole in the street. That way we can bury it. Right now it's like we're 200 feet plus to the street and there's a power line running and there's a pole on our property that's like to go through the pole. It's and so we want to get rid of that and bury the whole thing. And so that's going to be a bit of a bigger project because the electricity company has to come out and install a new service line and whatever. So
Yeah. Luckily, we're getting to the time of year where you don't really need AC and you don't really need heating. So, because our heater is propane, but there's also not vents everywhere, except we have one vent that Connor Jimmy rigged with an Amazon box and duct tape in our living room because they had to take all the ducts down when they were working on the structural work in the basement. So to answer your question, where do we have electricity? We have one, what's that called? Extension cord coming through a vent from the basement into the living room. So we have to, like, if we want to use the lamp at night to read, then we have to unplug the air purifier and plug in the lamp. And then if we want to vacuum, we have to unplug that. And so anyways, We have one in another vent, running through another vent in the main foyer, so that can power tools that are being used in the other side of the house. Well, now it'll be inward because we're working here too. We do have a power strip in here
Yeah, we have one outlet that works in this room.
that we connect to the power strip to,
Yeah.
so we can have a computer.
And then in the kitchen, the oven works, the electric oven, we got that working. And then there's,
There's 4 little outlets next to it,
yeah,
which is where we can like charge our phone, plug in a space heater, because there's no heat in here and there's no heat in the kitchen. In the kitchen, we have 2 space heaters. So between one vent working in the living room and 2 space heaters in the kitchen, it kind of warms up this room. And we keep the doors closed. Luckily, we're in an old house where you can just completely shut the doors.
Yeah.
Which helps the cold not circulate so much.
So,
And then, we have one more outlet.
yeah,
for
there's a random outlet in
the
the
washer dryer.
and then there's one in the bathroom that somebody Jimmy rigged. It's like there's like a heating coil plugged into it with by an extension cord to an outlet in the bathroom, going underneath and heating the pipes underneath of the bathroom and the kitchen so they don't freeze. So there's one outlet there that works just by happenstance.
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom asked another question. What do you have you removed the carpet? We've removed the carpet everywhere except for on the stairs.
Oh yeah. The stairs still have the carpet because we haven't had to remove that yet.
Yeah, and there's like 15 million staples in that, so.
We'll do it eventually, but and then there wasn't carpet in the kitchen or the bathroom. There's linoleum in the kitchen, which yes, we know people that a lot of times there's asbestos under that. We got it. I know people like freak out. And then we got our mask, and then
we have a mask.
And so whoever isn't doing it needs to be gone. And then the bathroom has what are those tiles?
Oh, those are the tiles that would likely have asbestos. But there's actually asbestos in the other room.
Yeah.
Where the carpet was being pulled up. I'm 90% sure. But
that's okay.
It's cool.
Nona gave us the respirator mask for Christmas. Okay.
Thanks, Nona.
It's coming handy. I had it on today while we were in here because I just couldn't even handle it. Deborah, have you taken carpet out of the upstairs yet, or just focusing on the downstairs? So the upstairs didn't have.
The upstairs didn't have carpets in the room.
Oh, just the foyer.
Yeah, just had carpets in the hallway / foyer. So that did get taken out. Just like we have to take out the carpets because we're putting the floor outlets in. So yeah, it was just a good time to take it out. Otherwise, we would have to just like cut a hole in the carpet to put those floor outlets in. So might as well just take it out because we were planning on doing that anyway. So
yeah, we are saving some bits of the carpet to have because we're entering spring when it's going to be really muddy. So we're like making a runner in the main hallway and that kind of thing. So, hey guys, we will get off in 4 minutes and start ripping up staples, and I'm going to figure out what we're going to do for dinner. So if you have any other questions, let us know. Holly, can you throw the link to the newsletter and our Patreon in here in the chat? So if you're interested, then I send out a newsletter every month. Actually, I need to write our new one like in the next couple days, and I'll only send it once a month, and I won't send you junk mail. I won't sell your information. So if you want to click on the free newsletter link, then you can see that. If you're local, then you'll be able to see when our farm stand is open, when our pumpkin patch is open. Maybe we'll get it this year. I don't know. Probably next year. When we do vintage movies on the lawn, when we do tours, that kind of thing. And then our Patreon is great. If you enjoy these videos, these lives, you can actually do a live Zoom call with our private group. If you join the Patreon, there's a couple different levels. It starts at like $3 a month, and it just helps us with the overhead cost of cameras and mics and things like that. Actually, what is it, $7 a month one? If you do $7 a month, then you get entered into a contest to win a free 2-night stay in our wine cellar when it's open. So Holly just threw that in the chat, so go ahead and look at that.
Okay, and I saw there's another question. For me, what is your favorite part of the house?
I don't even know this. I suspect I know, actually.
I really like the upstairs because it's going to be our place to really enjoy the house and be alone, and we're planning on having more kids, and so
don't get dirty, Connor.
It'd be like we're making like a nursery for our baby and stuff, and then that's where my office is going to be.
I'm not pregnant. Future baby.
Yeah, hopefully future baby. So,
yeah. It's the space where we can really see like evidence that we want our family to grow. We need a living room anyways, but we wouldn't need a nursery.
Yeah. And I love the kitchen because Katie makes amazing food.
I made some awesome enchiladas using this recipe that Holly sent me.
Thanks, Holly.
My sister Holly, the moderator, sent me this killer enchilada sauce, and Connor said they were the best enchiladas he's had in his life. And my mom's on here, so I'm not going to say they're the best enchiladas I've had in my life. But they're close second. It was so good. So Holly, you should throw that recipe in the chat.
You have that recipe. We need to share that recipe with the world.
Yeah, it's a Pinterest link. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Throw it up there, Holly. Debbie got on late. I'll rewatch later today. Yes, this will be posted after. It takes a little bit for the chat to be put up on the video, but yes. So the enchilada recipe, I'll tell you what I did, but there's not like a formal recipe to it. I did homemade the tortillas with an einkorn recipe. Jovial's einkorn flour tortillas. So that already made it incredible. Yeah. And then I pressure cooked chicken thighs, and I shredded carrots because Holly told me to, and it was really good. And then I shredded some of our like local creameries cheese.
But the sauce, though. The
sauce is what makes it. So I can see Holly hasn't thrown it up yet. She's looking for it. So we'll stay on here till Holly gets it. I'll put the sauce recipe in the comments so it's safe. Okay. Holly, you can also, actually I have it. So I'll put it in the description box. I'll get on probably tonight and edit the description. But yeah, it's so good. It's so good. We can't stop talking about it. We had the leftovers for lunch, and it's just so good. Okay, so we're gonna stop fangirling over enchiladas.
They were good. They were good.
Okay, so thank you guys so much. We're gonna plan on trying to do this every week about this time. We keep working out the kinks. Hopefully this was better with, we didn't lose service. I'm realizing I can't really take you guys on, what do I call them, field trips through the house.
We'll have to try and do it on a cell phone next time. Maybe, so we can walk around and show you guys.
Well, the problem is we can't be on our Wi-Fi because we realized we have we knew we had solid brick walls, but the solid brick walls make it so when we transition from room to room, then through that transition, we're going through like solid brick wall, and the Wi-Fi has to try to find it, and it crinkles. So hopefully this was a little bit better, smoother experience for everybody. We're gonna get better every week. So see you guys next week. We're gonna try for 3 o'clock. Thanks to all our family who showed up. And if you haven't already, then I think my new video is posted. If not, check back in the next hour or two. There's a video of our move-in day. And then, yeah, we're going to try to get to posting for real videos every week.
Yeah, Kaylee's getting the editing software on lock now. So.
He sat down with me and helped me figure it out. I was crying. I was bawling. It was so hard for me. There may or may not have been a flashlight thrown at the wall. I didn't throw it at him. Okay. Anger management. Okay, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.